Hello everyone. Today we will discuss UPSC 2020 paper, Sociology paper 1 and paper 2. So before going to start the discussion of this paper 2020, let's check whether the paper was easy, tough or moderate. So in my opinion, the paper was very easy. It's easy से भी easy आया था इस बार paper. Why? We will tell you further. So in this lecture we will discuss all the things related to sociology paper 2020. But कई लोगों ने पूछा कि सर I think it's so the paper was very tough. No, the paper was very easy. Each and every question except 5 question out of 56 question paper 1 and paper 2, there are only 5 questions that are indirectly related to our syllabus topics. All the rest of the question 50 questions were directly related to our syllabus topics. When I discuss all the questions related to UPSC, then I will tell you कि वो किस कंसेप्ट और किस सिलेबस के टॉपिक से रिलेटेड है. सो बिफोर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट द लेक्चर आई वांट टू टेल यू समथिंग. द फॉर्मेट ऑफ दिस लेक्चर वी विल टेक 8 लेक्चर्स फॉर द डिस्कशन ऑफ 2020 पेपर और 4 लेक्चर में हम लोग कंप्लीट करेंगे सेक्शन 1 का 7 क्वेश्चन. टुडे वी विल डिस्कस ओनली 7 क्वेश्चन. नेक्स्ट डे 7, नेक्स्ट डे 7, नेक्स्ट डे 7. सो इन 4 lectures we will complete our paper 1 and in next 4 lecture we will complete our paper 2 also. That is the reason why I stopped my crash course lectures video. So we will discuss paper 1 in 4 days, in paper 2 in 4 days. So we will complete our both paper 1 and paper 2 and then I will tell you the uses, means advantage of sociology. कि जिन लोगों ने सोशियोलॉजी ऑप्शन लिया है उसका एडवांटेज क्या है इस बार. बिकॉज इन essay there will be the question on patriarchy directly related to sociology. Patriarchy question 125 marks, easily you are able to fetch it. The second thing, in GS paper 1 90 marks questions were directly related to sociology, not indirectly, it is directly related to sociology. So total 215 marks you will get easily. Question number 8, 9, 10, 13, 18, 19 and 20, 90 marks questions were directly related to sociology. Go and see the paper 1, GS paper 1. There are 7 questions. There are total 7 questions which are directly related to sociology. So in nutshell, when you prepare for UPSC, sociology as an optional, then 200 plus marks is bonus for you. Easily you can get it. And in this crash course lecture, I take only 14 video lectures. I put on the YouTube 14 video lectures. In that 14 video lectures, direct 8 questions were in the UPSC paper. Direct 8 questions. मैंने इसीलिए वीडियो लेक्चर अभी डालना बंद किया हुआ है. आप लोग जाके उसे देखो. 4 दिन पहले I had already teach you gender based division of labor, household concept. All the questions were directly in the paper. 150 marks के question directly 14 video lectures से आए हैं. You can go and search on YouTube. That is the reason why I stopped my video lecture on YouTube related to crash course. So this is all about the advantage of sociology taking as an optional. Crash course में आपको advantage क्या मिला and we will discuss in this format. So before going to start the discussion of UPSC 2020 paper, first of all, what should be the structural format of UPSC discussion paper? The structural format is very simple. We will first listen the demand of the question, means what we have to write and what we have to avoid in that question. The second thing is the introduction part, then second is body part and then conclusion. We will discuss all the questions in this format. No one is going to discuss the sociology paper, optional paper, because it's a very tough job and it's highly labor intensive job. ठीक, यूपीएससी का पेपर डिस्कशन करने के लिए बहुत मेहनत लगता है. So it is all free of cost to all of sociology student. We will discuss paper 1 and paper 2 in detail in 8 lectures. तो पेशेंस रखिए, टाइम का इंतजार कीजिए. We will put all the lectures on YouTube. So let's begin with our discussion. So UPSC will ask this topic. The first question: how did the intellectual forces lead to the emergence of sociology? Discuss. So we will discuss here first the demand of the question. How did the intellectual forces lead to the emergence of sociology, and discuss. This question is the first topic of our syllabus, emergence of sociology. Go and watch my video lecture, crash course lecture. The first day I will teach you the emergence of sociology and the role of intellectual forces. So in this lecture we will discuss how we approach this question. Here the one term is very important, the intellectual forces. Means we have to write the concept or the name of the thinkers. The second thing, discuss. The question is all about discuss. Means we have to write this concept in detailed manner and in 10 marker. हमेशा याद रखना 10 marker है तो word limit we have to follow. So we will start this question. How did the intellectual forces lead to emergence of sociology? UPSC 2020 paper. So in introduction, emergence of sociology, we will define what do you mean by sociology. So according to Weber, sociology the study of social fact, or sociology the study of social system, social action. According to Durkheim, sociology the study of social fact, or whatever. So in general definition we will write sociology is the study of scientific study of society. This is all about sociology. In definition we will define. And now what should be the body part? In body part we will tell you that the emergence of sociology takes place in three major processes. The emergence of sociology takes place in three major processes. What should be the three major processes? The first is Enlightenment, the second is French Revolution, and the third is Industrial Revolution. We will discuss the characteristics, features of the Enlightenment phase, French Revolution phase, and then Industrial Revolution phase. Now what should be the extra in this? We will discuss the concept of enlightenment. Means we will define what do you mean by enlightenment. Means the age of reason. French Revolution, the ideals of the French Revolution were liberty, equality, fraternity. What are the features of the Industrial Revolution? Means capitalism, growth of capitalism, urbanization, globalization, and all the things. So what should be extra we have to add in this? In this we will discuss some thinker, and in enlightenment phase we will discuss the concept given by Voltaire. He gave the concept of freedom of speech and expression. Voltaire, the freedom of speech and expression and religious tolerance. Second, in French Revolution what we will discuss? We will discuss Montesquieu, theory of separation of power. Theory of separation of power, Montesquieu. And the second what we will discuss, Rousseau. What Rousseau say? Rousseau said that people have a right to choose their sovereignty. People have right to choose their sovereign. मतलब लोगों को अधिकार है अपना राजा चुनने का. Rousseau. So intellectual forces means Montesquieu, Rousseau, Voltaire. The third thing is Industrial Revolution. What we will discuss in Industrial Revolution? In Industrial Revolution we will discuss it is a system of mass manufacturing, and in Industrial Revolution we will discuss the concept given by Locke. What he say? He said that individuals has certain rights which cannot be taken by the states, because capitalism or Industrial Revolution, after Industrial Revolution, the growth of capitalism, it is highly exploitative in nature. So what Locke say, individual has certain rights and no one, not a single authority can take that right. So this is all about your first question answer format. Enlightenment phase, French Revolution phase, then Industrial Revolution phase. Now we will discuss the second most important question of our sociology. ये 10 मार्कर में आपको 10 नंबर में ही लिखना है. अगर आपने ऐसे लिखा है and you will discuss all the concept related to this, then you will definitely get more than 7 marks in this. So next question we will discuss. So next question is also very important, and it is also related to your syllabus topic. So the second question is sociology is a value free science or not? Is sociology a value free science or not? Sociology is value free science or not? It's a very important question, and the question is very simple. We have to discuss this question. Is sociology is value free science or not? So what should be the structural format? In this, we will start with the concept given by Auguste Comte, the father of sociology. He gave the concept of positivism. The question is all about discuss, means we have to write the basic features of positivist as well as the neo-Kantians. ठीक, कि sociology science है कि नहीं है, we have to discuss it in detail and we have to write conclusion. So in intro part, we will said that कि sociology is the scientific study of society according to positivist thinker Auguste Comte. And the question is related to debate between, it's a debate between positivist and neo-Kantians. Positivist क्या बोलते हैं? बॉडी पार्ट में हम लोग आ जाएंगे, इंट्रोडक्शन हो गया डेफिनेशन के साथ. बॉडी पार्ट में we will discuss कि sociology is a science. Why it is a science? Because many people said that it is based on experimentation, it is based on observation, it is based on data, it is based on laws, theories, theses, it is based on generalization. So these are the bases on which we can say that sociology is a science. In this we will also discuss Durkheim, positivist thinker, एक दो thinker के बारे में discuss करना है. And next, what should be the second part of our this answer? The second part is that neo-Kantian said that कि no, positivist thinker or positivism has a lots of criticism because positive analysis of sociology lacks, we will write here, means negative points or lacking. The positivist thinker or positivism is lacking in following things. The first, universal laws cannot be made in sociology. No universal laws, the first thing. What should be the second thing? He said that no objectivity नहीं होती है sociology में. The third thing which they say, there is no quantification. We cannot quantify something. Quantification is not possible in sociology. As for example, love, anger, hate. We can't say कि मैं तुमसे 4 किलो प्यार करता हूं, मैं तुमसे 10 किलो प्यार करता हूं. ऐसा कोई नहीं कर सकता. Quantification is not allowed in sociology. So what say positivists? What say neo-Kantian? This is a debate between positivists and neo-Kantians. So what we have to write in conclusion part? In conclusion, we will discuss the concept given by Weber. He said that he gave the concept of middle path. Means some amount of generalization is possible in sociology, even though universal laws cannot be built in sociology. So we have to focus on the development of theses. General trends and patterns can be followed in sociology, and he gave the concept of, that is there in a Worstrian concept. So in conclusion, we will give the concept given by Weber. So body part, first the positivist analysis, then neo-Kantian, and then conclusion Weber. So this is all about our second question, and we will also discuss our third question. Today we will discuss 7 question. क्योंकि ज्यादा क्वेश्चन एक साथ डील करेंगे तो the video lecture will be very lengthy. That is the reason why I discuss only 7 question. In the next lecture we will discuss next 7 question, and so on. Within 8 lectures we are able to complete both the paper, and I will tell you the importance of paper 2. आप paper 2 आपको कैसे डील करना है. अब सोशियोलॉजी एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है कि दे आर रिपीटिंग द क्वेश्चन. द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज रिलेटेड टू फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन itself. They are just repeating the questions. So it's a very easy optional. You can choose it, and once you study sociology only one time, then it is very easy to revise it also. So what should be our third question? The third question is, methodology is a system of rule, principle and procedure which form the scientific investigation comment. The question is not related to discussion and all. It is related to comment, means your views. So methodology is a system of rule, principle and procedure. पहले इस क्वेश्चन को समझिए. They are asking you that whether sociology, same question, they are saying that sociology is built on the basis of science, scientific observation, but they are also using the term methodology is a system of rules and all. So methodology is given by Weber. Always remember this thing. So we will discuss how to approach this question. In introduction part, we will simply define positivism, Auguste Comte, and then we will also discuss Durkheim. In introduction itself, we will define scientific study of society. Sociology is based on scientific principles, rule, procedures, and sociology is somewhat science. Why it is science? Earlier I already told to you that why it is science, because experimentation is possible in it. या आप लिखोगे फीचर्स, या फीचर्स लिखोगे कि एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन इज पॉसिबल इन दिस. Experimentation, observation can be possible, and generalization with universal laws. Experimentation, generalization, universal laws. These are the bases that on which we can say that कि scientific observation is possible in sociology, and sociology is based on scientific principles. But what we have to write in our main body part, we have to write the concept given by Weber, because he is the only one who used the methodologies to deal with sociology. He gave 4 methodologies to deal with sociology, on which the demand of the question will be fulfilled. अगर आपने ऐसा लिखा है, definitely you will score more than 300 marks. It's very easy topics. These topics are very easy. They are directly asking you from the syllabus topics. आप आना, क्लास में आना, मेरे से मिल लेना, आपको मैं दिखा दूंगा कि सिलेबस का टॉपिक्स क्या है और उसके आंसर हमने लिखवाए ऑलरेडी. ईच एंड एवरीथिंग विल बी डिक्टेटेड टू ऑल आवर स्टूडेंट्स. 14 लेक्चर्स हैं, वीडियो लेक्चर्स ऑलरेडी पड़ा हुआ है, उसमें मैं एड ऑन अभी नहीं करने वाला हूं 10 दिन तक. यू कैन वॉच देयर. 14 लेक्चर है, 15 मिनट एट मैक्स. उसमें से 150 मार्क्स क्या है इस बार, डायरेक्टली नॉट इनडायरेक्टली. सो वी विल डिस्कस मेथोडोलॉजी में एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन, जनरलाइजेशन, यूनिवर्सल लॉज, ये हो गया. सो वी विल डिस्कस द कांसेप्ट गिवन बाय वेबर मेथोडोलॉजी. द फर्स्ट थिंग ही gave the concept of Worthian, means some amount of generalization is possible in sociology, and sociology is moving towards building theses, general trends and patterns. So universal laws cannot be predictable in sociology. The second thing, what he say, Weber, ideal types of Weber. अभी यहां हमने ideal types पढ़ा और ideal types पे अगला next question ही है. They are repeating the questions itself. Once you prepare Weber only, there are 4 questions related to Weber. So ideal types, it means a way of excising selectivity. A way of excising selectivity is known as ideal types. अब उसमें हम डिटेल नहीं पढ़ेंगे, आइडियल टाइप ऑफ हिस्टोरिकल पार्टिकुलरिज्म एंड ऑल द थिंग्स, वो आगे हम पढ़ेंगे. इसमें हम मेथोडोलॉजी, क्योंकि 10 मार्कर का क्वेश्चन है, तो वर्स्ट्रियन का कांसेप्ट, देन आइडियल टाइप्स. नाउ थर्ड, कॉजल प्लूरलिज्म. देयर आर number of causes for a different phenomena. We cannot rely only on one thing. So causal pluralism, the fourth important thing, value neutrality, means researcher should be value free from his or her prejudices. So this is all about the methodology. On the basis of this methodology and this, we can say that sociology is a scientific discipline. This is all about the questions related. Third question, and 1, 2, 3 questions are over. We will discuss 4 questions are remaining in this class. So अगर आपने ऐसे लिखा है, definitely you will score very good marks. We will discuss the 4th question, which is very important, and it is related to Weber only. अब आपने जो लिखा है आप मिलाइए कि कहां तक आप उसको एड ऑन कर सकते हो, कहां तक रिलेट कर सकते हो, क्योंकि पेपर वॉज वेरी सिंपल. दे आर आस्किंग यू जस्ट द सिलेबस टॉपिक्स डायरेक्टली. अगर आपने इंस्टीट्यूट के नोट्स भी पढ़े होंगे, उसी पे आप बहुत अच्छा लिख सकते हो. एंड देयर इज नो नीड टू स्टडी थॉरोली ऑल द थिंग्स. बेसिक जो इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स हैं उनको आप पढ़ो, मोर देन सफिशिएंट. सो द 4th क्वेश्चन इज आइडियल टाइप ऑफ मैक्स वेबर और मेंटल कंस्ट्रक्ट. यहां दे होगा. They do not correspond to the reality. give your views. Means the question is very simple. They are asking you in 10 mark question, means they are asking you the concept related to ideal types, जिसको हम briefly discuss करेंगे, and in the next point, in the next part, we will discuss the criticism of ideal types given by Weber. So first of all, we will define, इसका मैं पूरा फॉर्मेट आपको बताता हूं कैसे होगा. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इंट्रो में हम डिफाइन करेंगे व्हाट शुड बी द डेफिनेशन ऑफ आइडियल टाइप्स. इट्स अ वे ऑफ एक्सरसाइजिंग सेलेक्टिविटी इज नोन एज आइडियल टाइप्स. जो मैं बोल रहा हूं आप लिख भी सकते हो, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So a way of exercising selectivity is known as ideal type. Now second important part is the characteristics features of the ideal types. तो हम 2 या 3 characteristics लिखेंगे क्योंकि basically we have to deal with the criticism of ideal types in 10 marker question. So the first is they are not ethical. ये ethical नहीं होते हैं, ideal types ethical नहीं होते हैं. And the second is they are constructive in nature, they are not destructive in nature. Ideal type हमेशा constructive होते हैं, destructive नहीं होते हैं, not destructive. Okay? So definition, ideal type, then characteristics, features, and he gave 3 types of ideal types. Briefly we will discuss 3 types क्योंकि criticism में major focus करना है. तो 3 type, ideal type of historical particularism, the first. The second thing is ideal type of economic motivation, and what should be the third, the ideal type of social reality. इसको मैं discuss नहीं करूंगा क्योंकि there is no need to discuss here. We have to mention these briefly point. So what should be the major point of this? What should be the major part of this question? The major part is the criticism of ideal types. वो सबसे important है. Now what should be the criticism of ideal type? Criticism. The criticism of ideal type is given by Voltaire. अगर आपने Voltaire का नाम लिखा है, then definitely you will get very good marks. Criticism में Voltaire का नाम आपको लिखना ही पड़ेगा. What he say कि Weber concept related to ideal type is somewhat positivist in nature. He is showing his inclination towards positivism. He is showing his nature towards positivism. Okay, now what should be the second? He said that, Voltaire said that कि this theory, ideal type theory is very useful for understanding a phenomena not in accuracy. It is very useful to understand any phenomena in a limited manner. Not in accuracy means no accuracy. कोई भी हम फिनोमिना पढ़ते हैं तो उसमें एक्यूरेसी नहीं देता है आइडियल टाइप. वी आर स्टडिंग एनी फिनोमिना थोड़ा समझ, मतलब दे आर नॉट स्टडिंग द एक्यूरेट थिंग. आइडियल टाइप्स आर नॉट स्टडिंग एक्यूरेट थिंग. Voltaire, the first is he is inclined towards positivism and no accuracy in his thesis, no accuracy in his ideal type theory. What should be the third? The third important criticism, very important criticism. The third is it is a brainchild of, the ideal type is a brainchild of researcher who is influenced by many prejudices, who has a lots of in his or her herself, who has a lots of biasness towards any phenomena, means prejudices. मतलब रिसर्चर अगर रिसर्च करेगा तो अपने बायसनेस को हटा नहीं सकता है, क्योंकि पीपल आर, अभी इस्लाम की बात आ जाए तो यू आर डायरेक्टली रिलेटिंग इस्लाम टू फंडामेंटलिस्ट टेररिज्म. क्यों? क्योंकि बायस्ड हो चुके हो आप. यू आर नॉट वैल्यू न्यूट्रल, वैल्यू फ्री. सो दिस इज द थर्ड इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. Means they are not value neutral. Ideal types are not value neutral. So Voltaire gave 3 criticism: positivism, no accuracy, and value neutrality or prejudices. So this is all about our fourth question related to ideal types. In this we will majorly discuss the Voltaire. आपने ऐसा लिखा है तो definitely you will score very good marks. The fifth question is very important. और यहाँ बहुत लोग स्टक किए होंगे इस fifth question में. It's a very simple question. एंड आई विल टेल यू कि आपको इसको कैसे अप्रोच लेना था, क्योंकि इसमें पूछा कुछ और गया है. लोगों ने, मेरे स्टूडेंट आए, उन्होंने बताया, उन्होंने कुछ और ही डिस्कस कर दिया. दे आर डिस्कसिंग द डिलेमा ऑफ पैटर्न वेरिएबल्स, मींस कलेक्टिव ओरिएंटेशन वर्सेस सेल्फ ओरिएंटेशन, फिर क्वालिटी वर्सेस क्वांटिटी. तो वो आपने डिलेमा डिस्कस कर दिया, वो डिस्कस इसमें नहीं करना था. what we have to discuss in the third question, I will in the fifth question I will tell you, and I will show you a particular diagram. अगर आप उस डायग्राम को बना दिया होता, then definitely you will score more than 7 marks. And each and every topic will be discussed in our class. और अगर कोई बोले कि सर नहीं हुआ, डिस्कस नहीं हुआ, ऐसा नहीं हुआ, इट मीन्स वो पढ़ा नहीं है अच्छे से. नाउ द फिफ्थ क्वेश्चन इज एनालाइज द रेलेवेंस ऑफ पैटर्न वेरिएबल्स इन द स्टडी ऑफ सोशल चेंज. तो मैंने आपको एक पढ़ाया था थ्योरीज रिलेटेड टू सोशल चेंज. In that theories related to social change, I will tell you the evolutionary universal concept given by Talcott-Parsons. Evolutionary universal concept given by Talcott-Parsons, and how society moves from one stage to another stage and how social change takes place. So एक डायग्राम के थ्रू मैं सारा आपको बनाता हूं, वो आप डायग्राम बना लो. That is a very important diagram. So analyze the relevance of pattern variables in the study of social change. So basically he was functionalist in nature. Social change is functional in nature. He is not against Marxist. He is just functionalist in nature, and he said that social change is beneficial for the society. So what should be the structural format of this question? So before going to start the structural format, you have to make this diagram. Once you make this diagram, then your concept will be over. Examiner बिना क्वेश्चन देखे, बिना कुछ पढ़े आपको नंबर देके चला जाएगा. Now listen. First of all, we will discuss कि he gave the concept of evolutionary universal. He gave you evolutionary universal concept, and he said that social change is functional in the society. And he said that how social change takes place as the society move from one stage to another stage. He said that there is a primitive society. आप बनाओ ये. The first stage is primitive society, and then ancient society, then intermediate society, and then modern industrial society. He said that with the passage of time, there is changes in some evolutionary universal. The first is vision. The vision changes as we move from primitive to ancient, ancient to intermediate, and then we move on to the modern industrial society. अब वीडियो लेक्चर देखना, उसमें ये डिस्कस किया हूं मैं. The second is with the passage of time, vision, after then communication develops. Communication skill among the people develops. The third evolutionary universal is then culture develops. Then kingship develops. And what should be the next important point? Technology develops. तो आपको ये डायग्राम बनाना था और बस ऐसे कर देने थे. Once you made this diagram, your answer will be over related to social change. He gave the concept related to social change and how social changes takes place with the help of vision, communication, culture, kingship and technology. You have to discuss in detail all the things. तो इतना लिखना नहीं है, क्योंकि एक और concept इसी में इनको देना है कि he also gave the concept of moving equilibrium concept. Society want to adjust itself according to the needs of the individuals without changing any social structure. So he gave the concept of moving equilibrium concept. तो आपको moving equilibrium का concept भी यहां डिस्कस करना ही था, and how these phenomena lead to social change and moving equilibrium concept. This is लोगों ने वो universal versus particularism and collective orientation versus self orientation, वो जो dilemma है लोगों का social action परफॉर्म करने से पहले इंडिविजुअल के पास जो dilemma होता है उसको डिस्कस कर दिया. Here we are not going to discuss this thing. It's absolutely wrong. We have to discuss and we have to make this figure. This is all about our fifth question. And in the next question we will discuss 20-20 marker का ये दोनों question है, and we will discuss in detail we will discuss the next question related to R.K. Merton. तो जैसे मैं बता रहा हूं आप लोग पढ़ लीजिए, लिख लीजिए, इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, एंड डिस्कशन आपको जल्दी मिलेगा नहीं. पेपर वॉज समवॉट ट्रिकी इन नेचर, कहीं कहीं आप कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे. और सेकंड थिंग ये होता है कि एक ही चीज को 2-3 जगह अगर पूछ ले एग्जामिनर तो समझ में नहीं आता है, क्योंकि कंटेंट तो एक रहता है और 2-3 बार उसी को लिखेंगे, देन इट विल बी अ रिपीटिशन ऑफ आवर आंसर, सो वी विल गेट वेरी लेस मार्क. बट somewhat paper was very easy in nature, and we will also discuss paper 2. तब आपको realize होगा how we are able to connect all the things, except 5 questions, not more than even 5 questions. That 5 questions are indirectly related to our sociology, but except 5, all the questions are related to directly our syllabus. So we are going to discuss our next question. अब यहां बहुत लोग इस क्वेश्चन को पढ़ के कंफ्यूज हो गए होंगे, जबकि पूछा बहुत सिंपल है, और उसमें अगर कंफ्यूज हो गए तो आपको अब नंबर नहीं मिलेगा। नाउ सी द क्वेश्चन. The question is asking you, what are the reactions of the R.K. Merton to the functionalism of social anthropologist? There are two questions in that, and then in the next question they are asking you about bring out the limitations of the latent function. So 10 marker we will deal with this question, and in 10 marker we will deal with this question. So the first is, what are the reaction of R.K. Merton functionalism of social anthropologist? People will get stuck here, functionalism of social anthropologist. अरे उनके जो 3 बेसिक पोस्टुलेट थे वही डिस्कस करना था, और आपने अगर वो 3 बेसिक पोस्टुलेट्स अगर डिस्कस कर दिए होते देन यू विल गेट अ वेरी गुड मार्क्स. अभी मैं बता रहा हूं कैसे डिस्कस करना था. सो व्हाट शुड बी आवर इंट्रोडक्शन? इन इंट्रोडक्शन वी विल राइट, he gave the concept of functional paradigm, and in his book, the name of the book, that is very important, you have to mention that the name of that book. The name of the book is Social Theory and Social Structure. Social Theory and Social Structure. Social Theory and Social Structure, ये उनके बुक का नाम है, जिसमें he deal with both the concept functional paradigm, in which he gave 3 basic postulates, or second he will discuss latent function and manifest function. So we will discuss in detail the first, what should be our body part. He said that social anthropologist ने 3 basic postulates दिए थे, और he criticized that 3 basic postulates, and we have to discuss that 3 postulates with example. So what he said that कि he developed 3 basic postulates in criticism to 3 postulates given by social anthropologists. The first is the postulates of functional unity. Functional unity. The postulate of functional unity, which is the first postulate, and he criticized that. According to postulates of functional unity, all the part of the society work together for the maintenance and integration of the society. This should be your line. जो मैं बोल रहा हूं उसे आप लोग लिखिए. All the part of the society work together for the maintenance and integration of the society. But what Merton say? He said that no, all the parts are not working for the maintenance and integration of the society. He gave the concept of functional disunity. For example, he gave the concept of functional disunity, and what should be the example in this? Merton, he said that in pluralistic society where there is a lots of religious belief कि हिंदू है, मुस्लिम है, क्रिश्चियन है, सिख है, all the peoples are residing in a particular community, religion is not acting as a uniting force, it is dividing the people. So he gave the postulates of functional disunity. And what should be the postulates of functional unity? All the society, all the part of the society work together for the maintenance of the system. What should be the second postulates given by him? The postulates of functional universality. So according to functional universality, it is very important postulates, and according to this postulates, all the cultures have positive functions in the society. All the cultures have positive functions in the society according to functional universality. So what Merton say? No. He talk about the concept of dysfunctions. For example, यहाँ example हम कहेंगे casteism. It is functional in the ancient society, but nowadays it is not functional. It is dividing the people. It is a main cause of conflict in the society. Now what should be the third postulates given by social anthropologists? The postulates of functional indispensability. The third important topic. In this, he said that every item is necessary for the maintenance of the society. Every part is necessary for the maintenance of the society. He said that no, there are some functional alternatives. So we will discuss functional alternatives in this. So our first part is over. How he criticized social anthropologists. We will discuss social theory, social structure, functional unity, functional universality, and functional indispensability. And the second thing is we are going to discuss the concept related to latent function and manifest function. They are generally asking the criticism of latent function, but in briefly we will define what do you mean by manifest function and then latent function. Manifest function, we will define it, that objective consequences that contribute to an adjustment in the society and they are intended. Objective consequences that contribute to the maintenance of the society and they are intended in nature. For example, enforcement of law and order by police. ये हम देंगे, ऐसे लिखेंगे. And now the second is latent function. Means they are unintended in nature. Sociological expression of any phenomena. This is physical expression of any phenomena and this is sociological expression of any phenomena. Sociological expression of any phenomena is known as latent function and they are unintended in nature. Example में हम डिस्कस करेंगे डरकाइन का रिलीजन. What is say in religion? कि when we worship, the latent function of religion is we get solidarity, भाईचारा बढ़ता है आपस में, and we will also Hopi tribes. We will also discuss here Hopi tribes festival. So briefly we will mention this latent function and manifest function. The major part of the question is what should be the limitations of latent function. Limitations. This should be the important point. Limitations जो हमको डिस्कस करना है. और अगर आपने ये डिस्कस कर दिया, then you will get a very good answer. You will get very good marks. So in limitations we will discuss Kuhn-Campbell. अगर थिंकर के साथ ऐसे नाम डाल के आप डिस्कस करते हो, then definitely you will get very good marks. So what he say about latent function, limitations of latent function? He said that it is against the goal of sociology. पहला, against the goal of sociology. क्यों? Because these phenomena cannot be quantified, these phenomena cannot be observed. They are not on positivist line, means not observation. They are against the concept related to sociology. The second, Kuhn-Campbell limitations of latent function. They completely depend upon researcher. Researcher must be value free, must be free from his biasness. Then it will lead to a very good theory and thesis. So limitations of the researcher against the goal of the sociology. What should be the third important criticism given by Kuhn-Campbell against the limitations of latent function is they are used to justify the many wrongdoings in the society. They are used to justify the many wrongdoings in the society. बहुत चीजें गलत चीजें सोसाइटी में होती हैं, उनको जस्टिफाई करता है लेटेंट फंक्शन. व्हाट शुड बी द एग्जांपल? कस्टम्स, इविल कस्टम्स. इविल कस्टम्स, सती प्रथा वगैरह ये सब, कि उसका लेटेंट फंक्शन क्या है सती का, कि अगर हस्बैंड मर जाता है, वो सती हो गई तो वो भी स्वर्ग में जाएगी उसके पास. बताओ. सो these things we will have to discuss. Kuhn-Campbell, three points. So limitations are over. This is all about our question number 6, and then we will discuss our last question of today's class, question number 7, which is also very important, and they are in 10 marker question, and it is a very easy question, but how you have to approach that question, that is very important. Approach should be important in this question. And this is the first class. In 8th class, we will discuss all the 56 questions related to sociology this year 2020 पेपर. और जैसे मैं आपको बता रहा हूं वैसे डील कर लो. It's very simple. और ऐसे कर लोगे, definitely you will score next time very good marks. The paper was very easy, and each and every year the paper will become more and more easy. उसके लिए आपको टेंशन नहीं लेना है कि इस बार easy आ गया तो अगली बार टफ आएगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है. अभी today we will discuss our last question, which is also very important. And in 20 marker. अब देखो, they are just directly related to our syllabus notes. बताओ, वेबर से ही अभी हमने तीन कंसेप्ट डिस्कस कर लिए. मटेन. तो once you complete your thinker part only ना, there are 6 thinker. 6 thinker ही आपने पढ़ लिया, then it is more than sufficient to get 150 marks in paper 1 only. अब मेरे कहने पे मत जाओ कि easy है कि क्या है कैसा है. See the questions and relate it to your, इसको relate करो आप अपने syllabus topics से, फिर आपको realize होगा each and everything will be very easy. So what should be our Next question, how are hierarchy and exclusion are the major impediments in the transformation of society? Discuss. जब भी discuss आता है, then we have to study, we have to write all the concept in detailed manner, क्योंकि he is asking about you the discussion. So in this part, what should be the structural format? We will discuss hierarchy का function as well as dysfunctions, and how hierarchy leads to transformation, leads to impediment in the transformation of society, means it's block the society for their social change. मतलब डेवलपमेंट को हाउ हायरार्की ब्लॉक करता है. We will discuss hierarchy here, and then social exclusion. This is very important. Social exclusion. And we will also define hierarchy, socialism. I will tell you what should be the structural format. This should be our last question. And इसको डिस्कस करते हैं. Also very interesting topic. So first of all, we will define hierarchy. In introduction itself, we will define hierarchy. And definition given by Weber. What Weber say? It is a system of social inequality. It is a system of social inequality in which posts or ranks are assigned. Posts and ranks are divided in a chain of command and obedience. It is a system of social inequality in which posts or ranks are assigned, or they are just divided in a chain of command and obedience, and according to their post, privileges, power and all the things are given to that person. So this is all about concept given to hierarchy, definition. And now what Weber say? He said that the hierarchy can be in two formats. The first is formal. The first is the hierarchy in the formal organization, and the second is hierarchy in the informal organization. तो Weber बोलता है it take the shape of pyramid shape. There is bureaucracy, आप समझ सकते हो, यहाँ एग्जांपल लिख देना bureaucracy का. Formal organization, it is in the form of pyramid shape, where there is a flow of information as well as command in this hierarchical format. अब ये how it leads to impediment in the society, ये आपको डिस्कस करना है. तो वेबर ने इतना बोल दिया, and we will discuss criticism here कि कैसे impediment कर रहा है. Because minority people who are at the top of the position, they are controlling the base, each and every part of the society, and they change the laws according to their own satisfactions, according to their own benefits. Now in the informal, and it leads to stratification in the society, stratification, which is very important. This hierarchy leads to stratification. अब यहाँ informal में हम लोग बोल देंगे, यहाँ casteism का concept दे देंगे. Casteism example, Indian society. Louis Dumont बोलते हैं no, it is functional in nature, but casteism is not functional in nature at all. कि how casteism divide Indian society and leads to impediment in the society, means how is stop development of a society. हमेशा याद रखना, society तो move करेगी, and at last stage we will move on to the capitalism. We are in the intermediate stage. So this is all about formal organization, definition given by Weber with example, and informal organization, Louis Dumont, stratification and casteism example. Now what should be the second part? 20 mark question. What should be the second part? The second part is social exclusion, which is very important. Social exclusion. We will define what do you mean by social exclusion. तो definition के लिए हम लोग रोजर लॉमैन, he said that it is a form of inequality, extreme form of inequality in which individual or community is cut off from the mainstream of the society. It is a form of inequality in which individual or community is detached from the larger society, it is detached from the socio-economic benefit of the society. This is the definition given by Roger Lohmann, social exclusion. Now this would be your definition, and now we will discuss the second, how social exclusion helps in prevent development of a society, the second part. So in this we will discuss the concept given by Albert Cohen. देखो हम लोग इसको जनरल भी लिख सकते हैं, जनरल लिखने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, बट व्हेन वी राइट सम नेम, the name of the thinker, then we will get 1 or 2 mark extra than our competitor. So it is very easy to score 300 plus marks. यही सब नाम आपको है जो आपके मार्क्स को इनहेंस कर देते हैं, बाकी द बेस विल बी सेम. नाउ वी गिव हाउ सोशल एक्सक्लूजन लीड्स टू impediment in the society. The first we will discuss social exclusion based on poverty. Social exclusion based on poverty. It means it is generally found in Western society. The class-based division of society. Class-based division of society. Western society. Economic prosperity of some people and non-prosperity of the other section. Development of slums and all. Now second, the social exclusion based on violation of norms. Social exclusion based on violation of norms. तो यहां हम concept of deviance यूज कर सकते हैं. What do you mean by deviance concept? ठीक, social exclusion based on norms. इसमें क्या होता है? सोशल बॉयकॉट होता है. आप लव मैरिज करो, बिरादरी से आपको बाहर निकाल दिया जाएगा. सोशल बॉयकॉट. Is it clear? Now what should be the third important? Social exclusion based on ascription. आप जहां पैदा लिए, जैसे आप ब्राह्मण में पैदा लिए, ब्राह्मण फैमिली में, then you are at the higher edge in the society. आप शूद्र कैटेगरी में पैदा लिए, दलित में पैदा लिए, मीन्स आपको लोअर स्टेटस माना जाएगा बाय बर्थ. तो इसमें बोल देंगे कास्ट सिस्टम और अपार्थाइड इन साउथ अफ्रीका. Now what should be the fourth important topic we will discuss? Social exclusion based on achievement. Social exclusion based on achievement. The fifth important point. So this is not imposed by society. This is self-imposed social exclusion. शाहरुख खान, सलमान खान सोसाइटी से दूर रहते हैं. क्यों? सेल्फ इम्पोज्ड एक्सक्लूजन है. सेलिब्रिटी हो गए इसलिए. सेलिब्रिटीज. So this is all about hierarchy, then social exclusion, then base, the name of the thinkers. So this is about 7th question. So in this lecture we will have to complete only 7 question. In next lecture we will discuss next 7 question, and in 4 lecture we will cover paper 1, and in the next 4 lecture we will discuss paper 2 also. Paper 2 is very important. जब आप पेपर 2 डिस्कस करोगे देन यू रियलाइज कि हमने मिस्टेक कहां किया एग्जाम में, हमको कैसे लिखना था, हाउ वी हैव टू अप्रोच सोशियोलॉजी. दिस टाइम द पेपर वाज वेरी इजी एंड आई थिंक इट सो द पीपल विल इजीली गेट 300 मार्क्स इन सोशियोलॉजी दिस टाइम आल्सो. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट this is all about today's lecture. In the next lecture, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I will post the next lecture, and I will assure you, first I will complete paper 1 and paper 2, then I will post you the remaining classes related to our सोशियोलॉजी रिलेटेड और क्रैश कोर्स क्लासेस. तो आपको उसमें भी बहुत आसानी रहेगी. क्रैश कोर्स में मैं आई विल पोस्ट एट मैक्स 50 to 60 वीडियोस. उसमें डेफिनेटली वंस यू सी इट देन इट इज वेरी इजी. आप गो एंड सर्च इज 150 मार्क्स के डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन है वहां. अभी मैं उसको डील करूंगा तो फिर मैं आपको बताऊंगा. अब ये पॉवर्टी एक्सक्लूजन का कंसेप्ट है, दे आर डायरेक्टली अवर सिलेबस टॉपिक्स. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट टुडेज क्लास. होप यू लाइक द वीडियो लेक्चर एंड वी विल मीट tomorrow. Thank you so much.